For section 6B.7, we are going to be reviewing and going over trig functions using SOHCAHTOA. Our first step is to label sides of each right triangle relative to theta with hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. With this little theta, it is a marker for where you are standing or what angle you are starting from. This can be a letter A or a letter B. In this image today, it's a theta. So if this is my starting point, this is where I'm standing. If I walk across to the other side of the triangle, it would be the opposite side of the room. Across from the 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse. And the adjacent is between the two angles. Now, as a shortcut, I like to label O, H, and A, just as a shortcut. So, middle triangle, I'm standing on theta. I walk across to the other side, it's opposite. Across from the 90, hypotenuse. Between the two angles is the adjacent. Here's my theta, I'm standing in the corner, I walk to the opposite side. Across from the 90 is the hypotenuse. Between the two angles is the adjacent. Now, the reason that this helps is because O, H, and A are used for our fractions that we are going to build using SOHCAHTOA, which I know is really weird. I'm going to rewrite this down here, and I'm going to refer to it as we go through. And I like to write SO with O over H, Ka, A over H, Toa, O over A. This represents sine, this represents cosine, and this represents tangent. Okay, so first we are going to start out by labeling O, H, A. Across from the angle I start in, this theta, I go across and I label O. Across from the 90 is H, and the 4 is between the angles, it's an A. Second step, I am looking for tangent of theta. Tangent is T, so I'm going to write O over A. Then I replace it. Tangent of the angle is equal to 3 over 4. And that is your answer for the ratio. Okay. I'm going to use this as a reference every time. So tangent referred me to this portion. So I used tangent is equal to O over A, and I replaced the O with the 3 and the A with the 4. Let's try again. Question 2. From my angle, I label O, H, A. I'm given cosine. Cosine starts with a C. That means I'm going to look for the fraction A over H. Cosine of theta will equal, A was a 9, and H was a 21. Question 3. Label O, H, A. I'm looking for cosine of theta. Cosine is A over H. So I'm going to write cosine of theta equals 16 over 20. And I do not have to reduce the fraction. Opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent. Tangent of theta is equal to TOA, O over A. I'm going to replace the O with a 24, and the A is going to be replaced with a 7. Question 5, I have my opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent is between the two angles. Tangent of theta equals TOA, O over A. I'm going to replace the O with a 9 and the A with a 12. O, H, A is between the two angles. Sine of theta equals so, O over H. I'm going to replace the O with a 12 and the H with a 13 for my ratio. Opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent. I'm looking for a tangent of theta. Starts with a T, so I'm going to use TOA, O over A. Tangent of theta equals 3 over 3. Opposite, hypotenuse, between the angles is adjacent. Cosine of theta equals ka, A over H. So I'm going to say that cosine of theta equals 8 over 17. Next section. They do not give us the trig function. We have to set up the trig function using so, ka, TOA. I'm going to label my sides. O, H, A. Across from the angle is O, across from the 90 is H, between the angles is A. Scribble out the side with no marking. So like H has a 15, O has an 8, A doesn't have anything. And scribble it out. Now, because I only have O and H, I have to look up through here and choose. Because I have O and H, I will use this function, which is sine of theta equals O over H. Sine of theta equals 8 over 15. Okay, let's try 9, or question 10. I label O, H, and A. H does not have a marking on it. Now I'm going to choose between so, ka, TOA. I have an O and an A. Nope, O and A, O and A. So I will write Tangent of theta equals O, which is a 5, over A, which is a 2. I'm going to label O, H, A. A doesn't have a side. So, Toa. OH. Sine of theta equals O over H. O, H, A. H is missing. That means I'm using Toa. Tangent of theta equals O over A. So as you go on, you can shorten and start getting quicker at it. O, H, A. I have A and H. That'll be cosine of theta equals 8 over 9. O, H, A. O is missing. A over H. Cosine of theta equals A, which is a 10 over 14. If you have any questions, let me know.